Ladies and gentlemen, there was a generation that grew up with technology progress at a very rapid pace that shocked everyone with excitement and curiosity. And this is when the digital transformation started, even though this is a generation that kicks off with many innovations and other, cutting edge, newfangled, ultra modern technology. Adding what makes the generation great and nostalgic in the first place. So let's wear these nostalgic goggles and have a seat to this time-traveling car because we are going to the past. Let's go!
Millennials, Eco-Boomers, Generation Y, or Gen Y, is the generation that plays between Generation X and Generation Z. So, many people disagree about which years the Millennials started and ended, which makes it very bum-fuzzling and boring. But I will not fuzz any further. We will keep this between 1977 to 1995. So, the current age of the millennials is between 47 to 29 years old. Man, time goes faster than speed of light. Even though we will inform everything between 1977 and 1995, note that we will also discuss some of the things and topics in the 70s as a whole, because some of the things define many millennials' childhoods.
Anyways, there are many reasons why it's split from Gen X because, children grew up with technology such as video games and personal computers and are attached to their daily lives, especially to their adulthoods, compared to Gen X when they are barely use the cables. And the generation has an identity, which is the digital natives. On the other hand, Gen X has no identity whatsoever because X means literally unknown. Literally. And lastly, the millennials has no major or serious world events and completely different unique vibes from any other generations, which makes the millennials one of the greatest generations of all time. Because this generation also has unique cohorts. Many people have strong sense of community, are extremely confident, or a bit too confident, and care about health, and also are open-minded and well-educated generation compared to any other generation, according to Britannica. The biggest flaw of this generation, and the reason many people call it the unluckiest generation, is that they had financial problems when they were facing as kids, and they are facing this very problem as adults, thanks to a tower of financial problems such as the pandemic, the Great Recession, and inflation. And many millennials believe that the reason of that is because of baby boomers' carelessness. Okay. Regardless, let's talk about why we named this generation millennials. The simplest, like piece of cake reason of why and where we got the name millennials, which was coined by Neil Ho and William Steros, who were the authors of this book, which named Generation: The History of American Future, released in 1991. And let's mention some people who born in that generation, such as Mark Zuckerberg, who is the CEO of Facebook or Meta, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and George Curran, the co-founders of YouTube. Now, that is the beginning of the iceberg. Yet, we will go further and further into the ocean to find the treasure. Before going to this dangerous ocean, let's go slowly because this immeasurable iceberg is very tall and I'm in the Earth's atmosphere. And there is a box of all things beside me. What is inside of this box? Well, according to vocabulary.com, a trend is what's hip or popular at a certain point of time. That means when something is very popular, everyone will either talk or mention it, buy it, or simply do an action that everyone is weirdly inspired to do. So anything can be a trend, like if you just put a banana in front of a wall, sure will make me famous. This generation, there are full library of trends, but I will only mention some trends, some tiny bitty trends. And as we're starting, slangs. Slang is an informal way to say words or phrases that specific people mostly use. And these are, millennials. Of course, so here are some popular slangs at the time and their meaning. First of all, we have lame. It means either bad or disappointing. Sup, shorter version of what's up. Take a chill pill or chillax means telling someone to calm down and relax. Food. There are many food that are popular in this generation, but here's popular ones, such as orbits, kid cuisine, white chocolate, ice cream bars with famous cartoon characters' faces, and stuffed crust pizza, and of course the famous out of all of them is Capri Sun. People who were famous in that generation were Shigeru Miyamoto, Japanese video game designer and the creator of Mario and Legend of Zelda, Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft, who stole the ideas from Steve Jobs, which makes the Windows, Michael Jackson, the king of pop, Larry Ellison, co-founder of Oracle, Jeff Bezos, executive chairman of Amazon, etc. Companies founded. Even though this is not a trend, but I will mention these anyways. The companies that were founded in these times were Oracle, Apple, Microsoft, Activision Blizzard, Adobe, Cisco Systems, Vodafone, Nvidia, Amazon, eBay, etc. Activities. There were many activities which are breakdancing, roller skating, skateboarding, paintball games, playing video games, etc. Man, it was very big and filled very big groceries list. And this is one of the reasons why this generation is unique and it is aged like milk. Entertainment. What makes this great generation? Of course, a massive warehouse of entertainment with its shape and sizes, such as toys and movies. Let's go to the Museum of Millennial Entertainment, for we will find a treasure like a pirate. TV shows. Here's some TV shows that I will include. We have Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, DuckTales, Batman the Animated Series, Simpsons, which is the first ever adult animation, Dragon Ball Z, Future Boy Conan, Star Trek, The Next Generation, and Mr. Bean. Toys. Here's some toys: Play-Doh, train sets, and the Rubik's Cube. Movies. There are many movies to include, such as Back to the Future, Home Alone, E.T., Star Wars, Ghostbusters, The Terminator, Jurassic Park, Toy Story, which is first ever 3D animated movie, and etc. Music. Here's some music that can be included in this generation, such as Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson, and the famous music is video games. This is a new entertainment buzzing around in these, which is video games. It has many shapes and sizes and games all around, now controlled by a controller. Here's some game consoles like Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Entertainment System, PlayStation, Sega Master System, Sega Mega Drive, or Genesis. Games. There are many games to be included, like Pac-Man, Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Street Fighters 2, Castlevania, Sonic the Hedgehog, Virtual Racing, and etc. Technology. Remember when I said that science and technologies evolve and innovate at a rapid pace? Well, millennials have witnessed all of that. So, that reason of evolution of technology gotten so fast is because science already have framework. So they've been testing, evolving, and innovating technology, and again, the scientists can easily communicate to each other quickly thanks to phones. As we're gonna mention some of these technologies and breakthroughs, like personal computers, such as Apple II, Mac DOS, especially Microsoft computers like Windows 95, especially with Apple and Microsoft's rivalry. We have Linux, which is an open source operating system. We have also mouse and GUI with computers. Also, we have internet. With that, we have many stuff with the internet, like emails, World Wide Web, the first web page, online buying. We have also live streaming. But there are other technologies like video games, as I included earlier, with 3D and 2D graphics, handhelds, playing games on the go like Game Boy, CGI, which is computer-generated imagery, which can make 3D games and animation, compact discs, artificial heart, disposable cameras, barcodes, floppy disks, Sony Walkman, VHS, and VCR, and AOL, which is, you know the sound, and of course we have phones, like cell phones, mobile phones, the first ever smartphone, and with this other stuff, we can have also text messaging with these. And I forgot to mention, we also have search sites like Yahoo and etc. And that's why the Generation Y, or Millennials, is one of the greatest generations of all time. It is because of its technologies and science rapidly innovating and evolving, yet it is one of the most interesting and nostalgic topics ever. And I had a ton of fun of writing this huge presentation, even though today's millennials are now in their adulthood. Therefore, I saw that their future is brighter than ever. And thank you for watching.